8 এর সায়েন্স ক্লাস চ্যাপ্টার নাম্বার 12 চ্যাপ্টার নাম হচ্ছে দ্য আউটার স্পেস অ্যান্ড স্যাটেলাইটস। সো তোমার ক্লাস শুরু হচ্ছে দ্য আউটার স্পেস অ্যান্ড স্যাটেলাইটস। ওকে, ফার্স্ট থিংস ফার্স্ট, হোয়াট ইজ আউটার স্পেস? আউটার স্পেস বলতে আমরা বুঝি এভরিথিং except the earth and its atmosphere, and its atmosphere is outer space. Okay, everything expects the sun and its atmosphere, sorry, the earth and its atmosphere. তাহলে আর্থের যে অ্যাটমসফিয়ার, এটার বাহিরে যা যা আছে সেটাই হচ্ছে আউটার স্পেস। মোটামুটি 100 কিলোমিটার পর থেকে, আর্থের 100 কিলোমিটারের পর থেকেই অ্যাটমসফিয়ার শুরু হয়ে যায়। আর্থের সারফেস থেকে 100 কিলোমিটার পর থেকেই অ্যাটমসফিয়ার আর কি শেষ। সো আমরা সেটাকে আউটার স্পেস ধরতে পারি। সো আউটার স্পেসে কি কি আছে? আউটার স্পেসের মধ্যে কি কি থাকে? It is mostly empty. It is mostly empty. Outer space মানে ফাঁকা, মোস্টলি এমটি, বাট পুরোপুরি এমটি না। তাহলে আউটার স্পেসে কি কি থাকতে পারে? আউটার স্পেসে কি কি থাকে? উই হ্যাভ স্টার্স। আউটার স্পেসে থাকে স্টার্স। We have galaxies. We have dust, gas, pulsar, quasar, এই জিনিসগুলো আউটার স্পেসে থাকে, অ্যান্ড এটসেট্রা, বিকজ এর বাহিরেও কিছু ব্যাপার স্যাপার আছে, যেমন ডার্ক ম্যাটার, ডার্ক এনার্জি, এগুলো হচ্ছে আউটার স্পেসের অংশ। স্টার কয়েক টাইপের হতে পারে, স্টারও কয়েক টাইপের হতে পারে, গ্যালাক্সিরও কতগুলো টাইপ আছে, আমরা সেগুলো নিয়ে আলোচনা করব না আপাতত। সো স্টারের কতগুলো টাইপ আছে, গ্যালাক্সিরও কতগুলো টাইপ আছে। এটা হচ্ছে আউটার স্পেসের প্রপার্টি। আউটার স্পেসে আরো প্রপার্টি আছে, যেমন সাউন্ড does not travel in outer space, because outer space এর মোস্টলি এমটি হইলে সেখানে সাউন্ড ট্রাভেল করার জন্য যেহেতু মিডিয়াম দরকার, আর আউটার স্পেস মোস্টলি এমটি, সো সেখানে সাউন্ড আসলে ট্রাভেল করতে পারে না। সো ইনফরমেশন সাউন্ডের মাধ্যমে এক জায়গা থেকে অন্য জায়গায় পাস করানো আউটার স্পেসে পসিবল না। সো এখানে একটা বিষয় যে আউটার স্পেস নিয়ে বুঝলাম, আচ্ছা ফাইন। সো হাউ অ্যাবাউট দ্য ইউনিভার্স? You have a question in your book, how is the universe created and what is universe? Universe জিনিসটাই কি? First I tell you how universe is created. Universe is created with a big explosion. How is the universe created? Universe is created, it is created with a big explosion. We call it the Big Bang. And it occurred about 14 billion years ago. 1 billion year means 10 to the power 9 years. So 14 billion means 14 times 10 to the power 9 years. This number is so huge, I can't even comprehend. It is not comprehensible to any human mind. Number is so huge, but at least you get some idea. So this is for class 8, and yes, it is for English version. So the Big Bang Theory in and itself is a complicated, it's a difficult, it's a complex theory. It has to be discussed, it is discussed in the Department of Physics, in astrophysics or cosmology courses, and also in advanced physics courses, and also in the Department of Cosmology or Astronomy or Astrophysics. So this is a very specialized topic. Definitely we're not going to talk, or we are not in a position to talk about this theory much. So I can give you some clue how what does Big Bang mean. Big Bang really means that all of the universe, if we consider the universe to be a sphere, if we consider the universe to be a sphere, for example, let's consider the universe a football, right? So so universe, let's consider universe to be a sphere, and the whole sphere was in a single place when the Big Bang occurred, and that place had infinite density. It had infinite density, meaning its density were huge, incomprehensibly huge. And that point was tiny, and it was hot. It was the hottest thing you can ever imagine. It was the hottest thing you can ever imagine. It was extremely, extremely high in energy, and we have no clue from where the energy came from or why the Big Bang occurred. But at least we know the Big Bang did occur, and all of the space that we have now was basically concentrated in that single point. So this is a very dummy version of Big Bang theory, and this theory is proven, it is accepted in the scientific world. So don't think this is just some storytelling. This is definitely a scientific theory, very important theory. It is about the existence, sorry, it's about the creation of the universe. It gives you an idea of how universe came into being. Now we will discuss about stars and galaxies. We will discuss about stars and galaxies. Definitely we are not going to study that in details, but your book cover only a gist of the topic. So stars are objects which has its own light. Stars are objects which has its own light. It can produce its own light. So number one has own light. Number two, it is made up of, sorry, it is made of gases. Those gases, they got closer and closer and closer because of gravity, and over several million years, they got together so densely, then the fusion reaction occurred. The fusion reaction, that is a reaction in the that is a reaction which occurs in the core of the star. So what does fusion reaction mean? Fusion reaction means when this fusion reaction occurs, you have, let's say, two separate objects. When they fuse together, meaning they mix up with themselves and they create a completely different product, and that is how star produces energy, and that energy is what we know as light. So fusing two things together gives us a new thing in the star core, and in this process we get light from the energy. I am trying to avoid the complexity of fusion reaction. Definitely, as I have a physics degree, I can go into details of these topics, but it is completely out of your syllabus, especially it is out of your graphs because you are only in class 8. So what is galaxy? Galaxies are objects which are made of these stars, these gases, and galaxies also have mysterious substances such as black hole. Galaxies has mysterious substances such as black hole. So what is black hole? Let me give you some brief. You might have heard this word. So galaxies, I'm not giving you some rigorous definitions. I'm giving you only the introduction to stars, introduction to galaxies. So galaxy are objects which has stars, which has gases, which has black holes, white holes, wormholes, whatever you want to say, you name it, it's inside the black hole. It has neutron stars, but most importantly, it's mostly empty. Galaxies are mostly empty. So I give you a picture about our sun, which is the source of the energy in our solar system. Sun is a star. You might think sun is a huge star, it's a big star, but I tell you what, it's a very mediocre star in the galaxy, in the universe. Sun is a mediocre star. It's not a big star, it's not so small, but still is a mediocre star. It's not. We have stars which are huge, or huge in masses than sun. So what is the mass of sun? The mass of sun is 2 times 10 to the power 30 kg, and that number is so large that if you start counting this for all of your life, not you, let's say you take all 800 crore people in the world and all of them start counting this number together, we will not be able to finish this now counting this number for our whole life. Remember, we will not repeat each other's numbers. Still, we are not going to ever complete this count. This is such a huge number. Star. So our sun has a mass which is equal to almost 10 to the power 30 kg. It's a huge mass, but still I'm telling you that sun is a mediocre star. So we have stars which are unimaginably larger than sun, and also we have stars which are smaller than sun. So how do we get black holes? How do we get neutron stars? I give you an answer very shortly. That has to do with mass. That has to do with mass. If a star dies, how does a star die? A star dies when it stops undergoing fusion reaction. Remember fusion reaction, how two things fuse together and make a new thing. In the process, they make up light, make up light. And if that fusion reaction stops, that's how it starts to die. And when a star dies, there are some fate it is going to face. So depending on the mass of the star, or of a dying star, definitely of a dying star, it can become a black hole, it can become a neutron star, it can also become what we call a white dwarf. It can also become white dwarf. So a dying star has every possible opportunity. A dying star can have this number of opportunities that it can become. So depending on its mass, how big it is or how smaller it is, a star can become a black hole, a neutron star, or white dwarf. And this is some discussion, some light discussion about sun or the star. Now we will look into galaxy a bit more. So there are different types of galaxies. I'm not going to talk about that now. So, but I'm going to tell you one thing, that is that we have about 1 crore galaxies in the universe. So consider this to be our universe. It is a sphere. And in this universe, we have galaxies. We have about 100 crore galaxies. We have this many galaxies in the universe. And some say we have 200 crore galaxies. It's an approximation, but you can see that our universe is made out of these 100 crore galaxies. This is what observable universe is. We have universe outside of our sight also. So in each of these galaxies, we have 100 crore stars. In each of these galaxies, we have 100 crore stars. And in each of these stars, not in each of these stars, some of these stars has solar system. So we live in a solar system. We are a part of a solar system. But not every star has a solar system. But still, you can imagine the solar system is so big, the Earth itself is so big that we can't even start traveling, complete visiting the whole Earth or traveling the whole Earth in our lifetime. Just the Earth is so large. The solar system is so huge, so humongous. We have 100 crore stars in our galaxy. And the galaxy that we live in is what we call the Milky Way. It is the galaxy that we live in. And the nearest galaxy that we have, the neighboring galaxy, is what we call Andromeda. Andromeda galaxy. This is our neighboring galaxy. We live in Milky Way, and inside Milky Way there are 100 crore stars, and out of those 100 crore stars we live in the solar system of a star called Sun. And in our solar system we know that we have 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And we have a moon which revolves around the Earth, and almost every planet in our solar system has moon. Some has almost 8. Saturn has almost 81 moon. If I'm not wrong, it has probably more than 100 moon. Jupiter has 82, almost 82 moon. And Mars has 2 moons. We call it Phamos and Devos, I guess, right? And Earth has only 1 moon, and Venus and Mercury has no moon. So what is a moon? I will come to that question later. What do we understand by moon? I will come to that question later. So the nearest star to our sun is known as Proxima Centauri. Proxima Centauri is the nearest star to our sun, and it is about 4.2 light years away. That means light will take 4.2 years to reach from us to the Proxima Centauri. And we all know light passes 3 crore meter in each second. It passes 300 crore, right? 3 into 10 to the power 8. So 300 crore meter, if I'm not wrong. So the nearest star to our sun is Proxima Centauri, and now we will talk about satellites. I asked you a question about moon. What does moon mean? What does satellite mean? Moon is a satellite. It's a natural satellite. Satellite is an object which revolves around a planet. So our planet is Earth, and once moon was a part of Earth, but luckily or unluckily it got aparted. It got apart from our Earth, and it did not get outside of the influence of the gravitational field of Earth, and it kept rotating around the Earth. And we have a satellite, and we call it moon. So we have we human also created some artificial satellites. Artificial satellites are satellites which are in behavior, they act like moon. That means they revolve around the Earth just like the moon does. They revolve around the Earth, but they have a purpose that they serve. So what do we use artificial satellite for? Artificial satellites are used for different reasons, mostly because of artificial satellites are mostly used to explore the space. So we know that NASA is an institution of United States of America, and it's a governmental institution. This institution does space explore. Similar to NASA, some developing countries are also exploring space, such as Russia, Japan, China, UK, France, India, even Pakistan, and some other countries. So, artificial satellites are mostly used for serving the purpose of space exploration. That means for scientific reasons. And we have other reasons too. We have artificial satellites for forecasting the weather. Also, we have artificial satellite for communication, for military purposes, and all sort of purposes that you can find in the internet or in your book. So I guess I have covered more than what your book covers. If you have any question, you can ask me now. My class ends here. If you don't have any more question, any question. So, well, I will start the next class in about 5 to 10 minutes.